Today we're going to look at why the Aqua Barrier Entrance Mat is the most effective entrance mat or doormat you can buy on the market today. So first of all, the unboxing. Okay, admittedly not quite as exciting as some of the gadget unboxings that you have. Here we go, a mat unbox. So we've got a 90 by 150 anthracite Aqua Barrier entrance mat here. And there you go, lays out flat straight away. And that's because it's a rubber back, which lays flat to the floor. So pretty much as soon as you take it out of the box, lay it in situ where you need it, by your door, by the entrance, and the Aqua Barrier will be ready to perform right away. It's a pretty heavy mat, one that isn't going to move when you have lots of people walking over it. Definitely has a real commercial quality feel, a very industrial mat, and that explains why it's such a good seller in schools who have thousands of feet going over the entrance mat every day. So it's really got to stay in place, it's got to be durable, it's got to be heavy duty. I'm thinking retail, I'm thinking airports, anywhere where you've got a real high level of traffic passing over the mat throughout the day. So first of all, let's take a look at the backing of the mat. So it's a rubber back mat, which basically means it's going to be pretty heavy duty. It's a very thick rubber, so if you think anyone kicking into it, trolleys going over it, pushchairs going over it, wheelchairs for instance, it's not going to rip that mat. It's going to be very difficult to do that. Also, because it's rubber back, it lays flat to the surface. So if someone does trip over the edge, it pings back. It's not going to damage and stay proud as a trip hazard like that, like we will see on a PVC or vinyl back mat. Aqua Barrier mats, rubber backed, very heavy duty, they'll lay flat, they'll be extremely durable, they'll be good for health and safety in high traffic environments. So let's have a look at the face of the mat. So you can see it's got this nice waffle texture, but it's also what we call a dual level or a bi-level surface, which means it's got an upper surface that is going to wipe and scrape footwear or wheels as they go over the mat, and it's going to take off that dirt and that water which falls into the lower level of the mat. With this holding on to so much dirt and water, it's stopping that dirt and water going into your building, which is going to reduce your cleaning costs. Now your cleaners just need to clean up this mat to keep it in effective, efficient condition. That dirt and water isn't finding its way all around your building, which is far more difficult to locate, far more costly and time consuming to clean. So let's have a little bit of a closer look at the construction of the Aqua Barrier bi-level mat. So this cutaway sample shows the side profile of the mat, and you can see you've got these raised nubs where the rubber goes right into the raised area of the mat. That's what's giving it this raised level and also its lower level. The raised level is what's scraping and wiping the dirt and water off the footwear. The lower level are the channels that are collecting it. It's also got this rubber border which acts as a water dam. It's slightly prouder of the lower level of the mat, which means water isn't going to get off this mat. Once it's on there, it's being held on the mat. It's not going onto your surrounding floors, which of course can cause slips and falls. Okay, here's a quick demonstration that's going to show you why a bi-level mat such as the Aqua Barrier mat is so much more effective than a traditional mat which has just the one level. So first of all, what we're going to do is show how both mats react to sand being poured on them, which basically simulates dirt being trod onto the mats. And we're going to see how both types of mats react to it and also how easy it is to get off. So I'm going to sprinkle quite a lot of sand onto the Aqua Barrier bi-level mat first. And I'm going to do the same onto a traditional single level mat. Okay, so what we can see here is that straight away, if I simulate people walking over the mat, the sand or the dirt has filtered to the lower level of the mat. It's not being transferred further onto the mat, it's not being tracked off the edge of the mat onto your floors. Compare that to the single level mat and you should be able to see that's actually staying on the surface of the mat, which basically means it's going to be tracked through, it's going to be trod through, and it's going to go off the edge of the mat. So as far as stopping dirt is concerned, the Aqua Barrier bi-level mat is holding onto that dirt, it's removing it, it's stopping it going off the mat. The single level mat, it's not holding onto that dirt, it's allowing people to tread through it and take it off your mat and into your building. Let's have a look at the water. So we're just going to pour a bit of water onto both mats. There you go. So hopefully what you can see here is that the water has also channeled down to the lower level of the mat. On this, the single level mat, it's soaked in. So you might not think there's too much difference here. If I do a splash test, which simulates someone walking over the mat, you can see there's zero splash on the Aqua Barrier mat. Anyone walking through that water, it's staying on the mat. If I do the same on the single level mat, because it's not gone right down into the base of the mat, it's actually been held in the fibres, it means it's splashing. So people walking through the single level mat are going to transfer it off the edge of the mat, which can go onto your floors and lead to some slips and falls. So by doing this sand and water demo to stimulate dirt and moisture coming into your property, into your building, into your home, wherever, we've shown that the Aqua Barrier mat, because of its bi-level properties, is a far better performer at stopping dirt and water coming into your premises, and also as a health and safety improver.